You find me today at Lancaster Station on the West Coast Main Line, because today we're going to be focusing on the western section of the Bentham Line, a railway line which starts at Morecambe and goes all the way to Leeds. But we're focusing around the areas of Lancaster and Morecambe, including riding the once-a-day train to Heysham Port. So today's plan or mission is to visit 3 railway stations: Morecambe, Heysham Port and Bear Lane, in that order. And at the moment it is saying that the Heysham Port train is currently running on time, but I don't know if that's going to be cancelled or it is going to run on time, and we're going to catch that train at our first location, Morecambe. Now apparently our train is already in the platform, that class 195 diesel multiple unit, which is the 1127 Northern service to Morecambe. So if it is that class 195 diesel multiple unit, we're going to board that train and head to Morecambe. So the time's just gone 11:30 and we haven't left Lancaster yet. There's no train to Morecambe currently at the moment, so I don't know what's going on, to be honest. So according to real-time trains, the 1127 Northern service to Morecambe is now cancelled due to a planning error. Currently on platform 5 at the moment, waiting for the 1211 Northern service to Morecambe. But the good news is that class 156 that I filmed in onto platform 1 at Lancaster should be the 1244 Northern service to Heysham Port. So what I'm going to do instead is not get this 1211 Northern service to Morecambe, because if I do that, I only have 30 minutes at Morecambe. Hang around for the 1244 Northern service to Heysham Port, go straight to Heysham Port, and then on the way back, stop off at Morecambe and Bear Lane. So I ended up letting the 1211 Northern service to Morecambe go. So we're currently on platform 1 now at Lancaster Station, waiting for this train, the 1244 Northern service to Heysham Port. The train's in the platform, the board said it's still on time, so hopefully we get to Heysham Port on this train. So we're now on board this class 156 DMU and we're going to Heysham Harbour or Heysham Port on this train. It's definitely running. So we have now made it to Morecambe railway station. This is where the train turns around to go to Heysham Harbour or Heysham Port. And we don't actually have long yet, so we're going to jump back on the train now and let's go to Heysham Harbour or Port, depending which one you want to call it. So we have now made it to our first railway station. Honestly, this is Heysham Port in a nutshell, because I don't have long here because that train leaves in about 4 minutes. It's just got the one platform here and operated by Northern. It opened in 1904 as Heysham Harbour by the Midlands Railway, resized in 1970, closed in 1975, reopened in 1987 as Heysham Sea Terminal, and in 1992 it was renamed to the current name Heysham Port. And honestly, there's not really much around Heysham Port Station, except for a ferry terminal, because you can get a ferry to the Isle of Man. And honestly, I would love to go to the Isle of Man one day, but unfortunately I've got to jump back on the train, the 1320 Northern service to Lancaster, and the next station we'll go to is Morecambe.
Over North is Northern train to Lancaster. Next station to stop is
There is something I've noticed on that Heysham Port train. It announced the station as Heysham Harbour.
Over board is Northern train to Heysham Harbour.
Even though the railway station is called Heysham Port. But to be honest, it doesn't really matter, because we have made it to our next railway station, Morecambe. Morecambe is where most services start going towards Lancaster, with some services extending towards Skipton and on to Leeds. Morecambe does have 2 platforms in an island platform configuration, and it does look like a station with basic facilities, but it doesn't. because it does have a station building, and that station building does have a ticket office inside. The station we're currently standing on is not the original station to be built in Morecambe. In fact, there was actually 2 railway stations in Morecambe at one time. This station opened on the 29th of May 1994 by British Rail, replacing the Midlands Railway Station, which opened in 1907, called Morecambe Promenade. That station closed in 1994 when this one ended up replacing it. The station building does survive, and you can also get a KFC from there, which is finger licking good. The other Morecambe station was actually the first station to be built in Morecambe, Morecambe Euston Road, which opened in 1886, but by 1958 the station was reduced to summer traffic only until it closed to passengers in 1962. It closed completely in 1972. So behind me there's 2 tracks that join together and form a double track main line, but honestly they're actually not linked together. It's a bit of a Worcester Foregate Street situation. 2 separate branch lines, and they join up after the penultimate station. And speaking of the penultimate station, that's where we're going to next. We're waiting for a train off Leeds to arrive to terminate here to form the 1433 Northern service to Leeds, and we're going to the penultimate station, Bear Lane. So we have now made it to the penultimate station we're stopping off at today. This is Bear Lane. It does have 2 platforms here, but again, they're both 2 separate branch lines at this railway station. The junction is just a bit further east from this railway station, and that junction also branches off to 2 lines. One line goes towards Lancaster and the other line goes towards Carnforth on the West Coast Main Line. This railway station's also got the basic facilities here: benches, ticket machine, bins, waiting shelter, dot matrix screens, and both platforms are disabled access friendly as they have ramps leading down from platform level to street level. But honestly, the ramp on platform 2 does look a bit steep. But also on platform 2 there is something I have noticed, and that is the train that never dies. Yes, I couldn't help myself putting a pacer train in this vlog, because pacer trains did used to run this line. But also it's got my favourite thing at a railway station, a level crossing, and honestly, we do love a good level crossing at railway stations. That train that I just filled over the level crossing will be my train shortly, so at least alone it is running. But this railway station also has the original station building on platform 1. And honestly, it's a nice looking station building, sadly not in rail use anymore, it's in private use. And this station opened in 1864 as Skirton, but 2 months later they renamed it to Bear Lane. And honestly, it's a really nice railway station. But shall we go back over to platform 1 and wait for our final train? The 1509 Northern service to Lancaster, and Lancaster is where I'm going to, where we started this video. So we have now made it back to Lancaster station. Hopefully less chaos than this morning, because honestly there was a lot of chaos this morning due to a points failure and a lot of services were being disruptive. Even one of my trains had a planned error, but after catching the Heysham Port train everything went smoothly without a hitch. And honestly, it has really been a good day travelling to those railway stations. I have been on the Bentham Line before because we have travelled from Giggleswick towards Skipton, and I can't wait to visit the remaining stations on that line from Lancaster towards Settle Junction. But speaking of Giggleswick, that video is popular right now if you want to carry on the journey on the Bentham Line from Giggleswick to Skipton. which I think that line is overlooked, to be honest. Feel free to give that a click. The people on screen now, YouTube channel page supporters. Thank you for supporting the channel. I've been SimOnTrains and hope to see you next railway station so we can share a new journey together. Thanks for watching.